So lovely was the loneliness, of a wild lake with black rock bound, and the tall pines that towered around. Edgar Allan Poe, The Lake. There is a peculiar moment when a private dream becomes something real, a business, a book, a song, a painting, something built after work or written late at night, something that, for a while, belongs entirely to you. And because no one else has seen it yet, almost anything seems possible. There are no disappointing numbers, rejection letters, empty seats, or unanswered emails. Only the thing you've created, and the hope that someone else will see in it what you do. Then comes the frightening part. You have to put it out there. In the summer of 1827, Edgar Allan Poe reached that moment. He had written a collection of poems. They were personal, unproven, and as far as the world was concerned, unknown. Those handwritten pages eventually found their way to a small printing shop on Washington Street in Boston. Not by email, not through a website, not sent across the country in an instant. They had to physically make their way into the hands of a printer. His name was Calvin F.S. Thomas. We don't know exactly what happened when Poe's manuscript arrived there. History didn't preserve the conversation. Perhaps Thomas slowly turned through the handwritten pages while Poe waited. Perhaps Poe watched his expression, searching for some indication of what the printer thought. Perhaps nothing was said at all. We simply don't know. But there is one question familiar to almost anyone who has ever created something and finally allowed another person to see it. Is it any good? Whatever happened between Poe and Thomas, the poems were printed. And sometime during the summer of 1827, something that had existed only in Edgar Allan Poe's imagination became something he could hold in his hands. A small book, Tamerlane and Other Poems. But Poe's name wasn't printed on it. Instead, beneath the title were 3 words, by a Bostonian. It was anonymous, but not nevermore. Someday, Edgar Allan Poe would acknowledge that those words belonged to him. But that was later. In this moment, he had arrived at the part no dreamer can control. He had created something. He had invested in it. He had put it into the world. Now, the world had to decide whether it cared. And if you're standing at the beginning of a dream of your own, remember this. At first, you may have to stand there alone. The belief may be yours alone. The work may be yours alone. And the outcome will still be unwritten. But loneliness is not proof that the dream is foolish. Sometimes it is simply the first room a dream occupies before anyone else can enter. Poe knew that room well. Before the name became famous, before the poems found their readers, there was only a young man, a stack of pages, and the courage to let them leave his hands. That is where every creative life begins. Not with applause, not with certainty, with the quiet decision to make something private enough to love, and brave enough to release. So if you are standing beside a dream no one else understands yet, do not mistake the silence for an answer. The lake is still yours, along with the rocks and pines. The work is still alive, and the fact that no one has seen its reflection does not mean there is nothing there. It means you are still the first person who has to believe in it. Perhaps that's why the words Poe wrote before anyone knew his name still feel so appropriate. So lovely was the loneliness. For a little while, the dream may belong only to you. Protect it, shape it. Then, when the time comes, place it in the world and let it become more than something you imagined. Poe did not know what would happen next. Neither do you. But somewhere between the lonely beginning and the uncertain future is the moment that changes everything. The moment you decide that being unseen is no longer a reason to remain unheard.